7:26 and you're watching Good Morning Britain from TVAM.
I'm afraid normal service isn't quite what it should be on TVAM this morning because the south of England is suffering a particular freak storm which has put out most of the power in the whole of the south of England. In fact, I've heard that Shanklin Pier on the Isle of Wight has been blown into the sea, which gives you an indication of just how strong the winds are still gusting in the south of England. Of course, you'll notice it's 7:27 and there's no Popeye this morning because I'm afraid it's quite a sombre day. In fact, storm conditions are so bad in the south of England that we understand that many people are dead. The worst hit area appears to be Hampshire at the moment, and on the end of the line I should have now the police chief, who is Chief Inspector David Hammer. Good morning. Good morning. I think we're having a bit of trouble with the telephone lines too at the moment. We'll come back to Chief Inspector David Hammer a bit later on in the programme if we can. In fact, a great many of the emergency service people are saying that really if you don't have to go out at the moment, especially if you live in the south of England, don't go out. Just try and stay at home for the moment. Sussex police have warned that the roads are so bad in the Sussex area and so many trees have blown down that it'd probably be best not to go out at all. We understand from British Rail that most of the train services into London have been very severely affected, and if you're planning on commuting into London today, don't. Let me try again. I've just been told that I think Chief Inspector David Hammer should be on the end of the line now. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can, Anne.
I wonder, can you tell me what conditions are like in Hampshire? We understand it's been hit very badly indeed.
Yes, it has been hit very badly during the small hours. We've had one of the major bridges in the county, the Itchen Bridge. That was closed at 3:30 this morning because of structural damage. We've had a number of buildings collapse into the road. We've had reports of some people trapped, and the most serious one was at Barton-on-Sea, but we've heard that the people have been rescued from that block of flats, and fortunately no one injured. There was another collapse at some houses in Waterlooville. 2 houses collapsed there, and people from those homes had to be evacuated. In fact, nearby houses, a total of 30 people evacuated to a local community centre.
Have you had any reports of people being injured?
We haven't had any serious reports of people being injured. We've had numerous reports of people being trapped, but fortunately the emergency services have been able to get to them and have been able to rescue them, and no serious injuries have been reported.
As an eyewitness yourself, what have the conditions been like?
Well, I was called out at 3:30 this morning to come in and help with this, and I had quite a hazardous drive in, that there are many trees blown down throughout the county. Officers that were on night duty have been kept on because others haven't been able to get in for work this morning. There are a large number of people in the control room where I am at present dealing with all sorts of emergencies that are coming in all the time. The 999 calls are banked up, but as I say, at the moment, fortunately, we haven't had any reports of anyone seriously injured.
What about the electricity situation?
The electricity supply is fluctuating. The authorities are doing their best to keep it on. I understand it was lost for a time in the north of the county, and in fact, around about 3:30 it was lost in the Winchester area, which had affected the police control room, which went on to emergency generator. But we are getting by, we are coping. We're dealing with a large number of incidents throughout the whole of the county, but we are advising people not to travel unless their journey is absolutely essential, because they will only compound the problems which are existing.
Have you been in touch with the Coast Guards at all in your area?
Yes, we have indeed, and we're at the crucial time at the moment because high tides were at 7 o'clock along the Solent. We haven't had any reports of serious flooding, although there is some in the Langston area, which is just north of Hayling Island, between Havant and Hayling Island. The Coast Guards did tell us that 2 yachts were loose, one at the Ocean Marina in Southampton, another on the River Hamble, and these yachts were thrashing about, causing damage to other vessels that were moored in those locations.
Yes, I can understand it would be a very dangerous situation on the sea at the moment. Chief Inspector, can we come back to you a bit later on in the programme? Right now we'll try and get a news update.
Thank you.
That was Chief Inspector David Hammer from Hampshire Police, which we understand is one of the worst hit areas at the moment. For all the latest on the weather situation,